Alrighty, hey everyone, hope you guys are all having an amazing day out there today. Not so much drama in the market. Everything was actually pretty nice, pretty chill day, so there's actually not that much news. Before I get started, Loki wants his treat. I am sitting back down today because I messed up my leg playing with Loki. And then here he is taking advantage of that, being a big baby today. But yeah. Gentle, then runs off into his room. Alright, so a few things I wanted to talk to you guys about today, a few channel updates. Bitcoin still doing well, that's all good news. Bitcoin dominance hit a support level, we're going to be talking about that. Checking out the overall movement of altcoins throughout the market, then looking at our portfolios. After that, hitting up 2 pieces of news, and then that'll pretty much be it until we look for some sectors that we might be able to invest in for tomorrow. And then as far as tomorrow's stream is considered, I'm going to post that stream up right after this one is over. The next stream is basically going to not be so much about cryptocurrency, and it's more going to be about AI stocks and which stocks to buy, and really just looking for a few. And if you guys have any examples you guys want me to look at, we're going to be looking at all of those together and kind of building a portfolio that we can probably buy in Robinhood or any of your investment accounts, where you guys can just say, hey, I'm tossing $1,000 into all of these AI stocks because there's not that many of them, and I'm going to see where they go in 2, 3, 4, 5 years, especially if something takes off, if technology takes off, they get bought out. You guys have an opportunity of making money in a sector that's highly volatile, but also has a great way of making some money. So, hey Wilder, happy to see you guys. For today, I do have a cigar. This is gonna be very, very fun. This is part of a cigar. I actually smoked part of it earlier, but I wanted to smoke the rest of it with you guys. So I was like, okay, I'll just stop smoking it for a little bit, and then I'll relight it up with you guys. So here we go. If I can find this torch here. My cleaning lady took all of my cedar wood, so I don't actually have any cedar wood to make it look all fancy and neat. But instead, we got the good old-fashioned blowtorch. Beautiful object right here. For now, I think that's okay. We'll see if it needs any more. But yeah, happy to see all of you guys back here. So what I wanted to talk to you guys about first today was Bitcoin's TA. We're still having some issues break above this Fibonacci level around 122,527. But you know what? We're not falling off a cliff. We're not coming all the way back down to our next level of support all the way down here like 104,000. Oh, we're holding up pretty well, and I do think that's very good. We had talked about this yesterday, but just as a little bit of an update, remember, all of the oscillators right now, as well as change of characters on this weekly chart for Bitcoin, are still bullish. Everything is still fine here. Where we are starting to see a little bit of like what's going on here, what's happening across the board is we've been seeing the daily chart have a little bit of like back and forth, right? Now, yesterday we were red as far as the MACD, today we're green. Yesterday we were red as far as the stochastic and red as far as the RSI. Those still appear to be red right now, but it looks like they're probably going to turn green here any day now, probably tomorrow, right? So we're seeing some pretty good stuff. Now, what I did like that was pretty fun today is there was some news about Bitcoin. There are some moves happening in the sector that will move more money into the cryptocurrency universe, if you will. And that caused Bitcoin to go up a little bit more today, as well as just that long-term volume, right? I would be concerned if Bitcoin starts to break down below the 20-day moving average. But as far as right now, it doesn't seem to really be happening. And in fact, you go over here to the 1-hour chart, right? We've actually had a pretty good move. We had a little bit of a double bottom happening last night, bounced up after that. Again, a little bit of volatility in the morning hours, but it seems like we're making a run back up here towards 121,000 or around 120,700 here. There's not really too much of a heavy level of resistance. It's just pretty much what we've had in the past, and I think that's okay, right? I think that's going to be just fine. A few other things here. We do have a new sponsor on the channel. I'm going to be using them starting tomorrow. I need to make sure I get my affiliate link from them called Flux charts, but I do have everything set up for them. They have something that I very much like, and I'll talk about it more tomorrow. But what I've been using with them is same Fibonacci's and stuff like that as everybody else, but they have an AI indicator, and more importantly, they have this momentum tool right here. Let me pull this up. And this basically shows a lot of the stuff that I like to see. So when everything's green like this, I typically go long and expect a more large move to happen later on that week or the week after. So I'm going to show this to you guys a little bit more, and just kind of, you know, when everything's red, you kind of short. When everything's long, you can do some swing trading here, which I think will be very, very fun. But we'll focus on more about that tomorrow. I need to do one more thing here and just get my affiliate link just in case if you guys want to sign up and get ready for some more tutorials, which I'm going to be doing with them as well. They have free tools that I want to talk to you guys about, which is always kind of a fun thing for me because depending on what you know, trading view plan you get, you might not be able to use like all of the indicators and stuff like that that are here, you know, but if you get some of the free ones, you know, there's like 5 indicators in one, which means you can do a lot more work, right? All right. So Bitcoin's still looking good. Altcoins are looking a little bit more iffy. Ethereum's at a level of resistance. Solana's cooling off just a little bit because at a level of resistance. Dogecoin's cooling off a little bit at a level of resistance. Trump token is cooling off a little bit from the $12 it's at. Again, everything's cooling off, and that's basically because Bitcoin dominance hit a support level here. I know we talk about order blocks and stuff like that. We were hitting a level of resistance up here, didn't really get as close as I wanted to, but over the last week we dropped like a rock, and right now we're resting on top of the 50-week moving average here. If something crazy were to happen next week, maybe we can see a little bit of a larger move down. I wouldn't expect it to be as crazy as what we saw last week, I want to stress that, but I expect we can still be making some good moves here. Now, if we do decide to bounce up a little bit, what'll most likely happen is altcoins kind of going sideways for a few more days as they consolidate, and then Bitcoin probably having that bigger move by itself. I don't think that Bitcoin is going to crash at these levels unless we have some type of crazy news, because right now, you know, Bitcoin is breaking 120,000 bucks, right? $120,000 right now. We've gotten above it a few times here, so I still think we're in a kind of a bullish mindset. Now, as far as how everything was doing today, let me say this was a mixed bag. You have a few things that went up like Pudgy Penguins, Flare, WorldCoin. We've been talking about WorldCoin a lot, Pi, things like that. But there was a lot of stuff that went down all the way as well, like Conflux, Pump Fund, Tezos, Sonic, right? A lot of stuff went down here as well. So it was just kind of more of a mixed bag. Despite CFX actually going down 22%, over like today, the last 7 days it's still up 66%. The last 30 days it's still up 177% or 170%. So I'm not ultimately too worried here. But just so you guys know, some tokens are making big moves, some tokens are not, and that's okay as long as you guys have something more of a balanced portfolio, right? Now, as far as the portfolios are concerned, the group portfolio is still doing well. It's up 28% right now. That's very nice to see. Altcoin is up 49% right now. Wowza, wowza, wowza. We only put 389 bucks into it, but it's only up to $580. And then the high risk tokens is up around 22%. Funny enough, everything is above the high risk tokens ones, which is crazy. Maybe we split up our money too much into too many small investments, right? Like this is up 99%, but it's only Super's up 99%, but that's only 15 bucks for us. Maybe we should have done less tokens and more money into each individual token, but we will see here. We will see, especially because I went into syrup, which hasn't been performing all too well easily, right? So a few things there. One of the tokens that's been doing very well for me, I've talked to you guys about this a few times in the past. You guys know how Weeks is one of the exchanges that sponsors the channel, and I do like to buy their tokens up. Weeks is hitting all-time highs right now, which is also pretty fun. Only reason I bought into this was because I remember making a lot of money off of the BGB Bitget token back in the day when it was new, and I kind of want to see if a couple years down the road I can also make some good money. Right now, I remember buying this back over here for around 0.01. Right now, it's hitting all-time highs. I bought in a little bit more last week, and it's still going up, which is nice. So maybe this will hit something of a crazier level in the future. But I am watching this very, very closely, hitting all-time highs, and I'm making some good money out of it. Not telling you guys to buy this one, but I trade on Weeks, so I like to have the fees and all the bonuses that you get when exchanges like sell you their token, basically. And I'm happy that their exchange is growing because that means this token will grow as well. I was a little bit spooked off because some of the tokens I bought over here when it first opened up, I sold it up here and I rebought it down here because this seemed like such a weird inorganic move, if you will. But ultimately, still doing pretty well. So maybe we'll talk about exchange tokens in the future here because this is one of those things that is making some nice moves. Gold is still moving higher despite having a consolidation period over the last few months. Dow Jones went fine today. Let me do this very fast. There you go. Closed up. The NASDAQ went down just a little bit, and the SPY closed up here a little bit with what, 0.01%. Russell went up a little bit as well. So again, guys, we're still in a pretty good environment. The news of the day really wasn't that crazy. Wall Street isn't upbeat on tech and mega caps. White House releases a US-Indonesia trade deal that helped out the market today. AI startups raised $104 billion in the first half of the year. AI is making some money. Microsoft poaching Google employees. Kind of, a bunch of stuff, but not much. The only thing I wanted to talk to you guys about today, really, besides this next story, was Trump is meeting with met with Amazon's Jeff Bezos at the White House last week. Now, let me relight this because it went out pretty fast, but there we go. But I will say this, and hey, Sal, happy to see you, my man. Elon Musk has been kind of kicked out, looking pretty miserable on the outside. He's kind of just upset at the world right now. And Elon's going through a phase of being, on the outs of President Trump, right? Because he did all this stuff and it didn't mean nothing. Trump's political power outweighed his monetary power, at least for the time being. Well, it seems like Jeff Bezos is trying to creep in there and become Trump's best friend and get some benefits for himself and Amazon, which is pretty darn crazy and interesting. Now, I'm not sure how this is going to be, but remember, Jeff Bezos owns the Washington Post. So if the Washington Post starts making more favorable content towards Donald Trump, maybe they can actually work out a deal, and maybe it might be a good opportunity to buy some Amazon for the long term here. Amazon has been kind of iffy with me just because they haven't really done anything crazy with AI. They've been more working on the cloud aspect of everything, but I may be looking into Amazon over the next few weeks, specifically because if he takes that Elon Musk spot, oh, he's going to do a much better job than Elon did. Elon was not very good at really downsizing government and doing what Donald Trump wanted, and so he kind of moved on fast. They kind of fell apart very fast. I think Jeff Bezos is probably going to be more competent in this arena, especially because if Jeff Bezos and Trump get into an argument, Jeff Bezos isn't going to be running over to Twitter to say, oh my God, Trump and Epstein are making out in the corner. Oh my God. Like, he's not going to be saying that type of stuff, right? So we'll see how it works out, but it's going to be a little bit of drama there. And hey, Mo, happy to see my man. Let me see right here. Now, the next bit of story I wanted to talk to you guys about today, not as important, but I do think this is very, very important all the same. This came out an hour ago from Christopher over at Cointelegraph. PNC Bank to launch crypto trading via Coinbase partnership. So we have a bank now going to be using Coinbase to allow their users to trade on the PNC Bank platform, which I think is going to be very, very cool. This means more money is unlocked in order to trade Bitcoin. Now, I'm not entirely sure if this is going to be some type of crazy leverage platform. I don't think it's probably going to be anything like that, but I do think if people want to trade spot, all right, which of course is still very, very volatile for cryptocurrency, they're now going to have the ability to do so on PNC. My only question is, are they really going to only allow like maybe large cap tokens like a Bitcoin, Ethereum, a Solana type of move, XRP, Dogecoin stuff? Or are they going to allow them to buy all of those really small tokens like a Miro or the really small meme coins and give them an opportunity to make some money off of $10, $20, $30, right? Like I say, if you guys wanted to go gambling at a casino, you could, but I'd rather gamble in meme coins because if you hold them long enough, usually they can make you a decent little profit there. Especially, especially if you guys can leave it in there for a little bit here, right? So this is probably the biggest news I've heard in a while. I'm more interested in the Amazon news because I think I can make more money off of it just because Amazon options and things like that. But as far as just like pure like, hey, this is really good for the cryptocurrency market, this is a massive step for the industry, this is the type of stuff we want to see happening. There wasn't so much like clamoring or talking about it on social media today, but I do believe this is something that most of you guys should focus on, if not just for a day, maybe a few weeks, and just kind of see how this process works out. Everything else seems to be very boring for the day, guys. I'm not going to really try to make news out of nothing. That's pretty much it for the news. As far as the crypto rankings and everything like that, this has been pretty fun today. Business services are down around 18%. The market caps on these are not terrible. We've got $2 billion here, $1.5 billion there. But it seems like across the board, there's been some really bad things happening from like Sora, shipping, and things like that. But what do you call? I was really trying to figure out why it was down so much, and I just haven't been able to really see it so much, right? Because look at it. Everything over the last 7 days seems to be pretty profitable right now. Across the last 7 days, Red Fox Lab is down a little bit, but that's down to like an 11 million market cap. I'm not too concerned about all that. Now, as far as the other sectors here, Duck Starter, I don't really know much about this. Cook Finance, RocketX Exchange, Red Kite, Smoothie, NBX, and Uniform. Meh, right? They're doing okay today. Anything else that I really want to talk about? Insurance, Generative AI. Social, Pi. I don't think Pi is social. Yeah, but you're just seeing a little bit of stuff here. There's not too much drama in the words. Yeah, so if you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know. This is a pretty slow day in the market, and I kind of like it. Bitcoin's making a move. It's above 120,000. It's trying to break out maybe over the next few hours. Maybe what I can do is go to all-time highs and just have a little bar stretched out there just in case. And for us, because it's all-time highs, and that usually means a big wall, let's go over here to the red line. There we go. 15-minute chart, and that way you guys can see how much further we are, away we are from all-time highs. Still moving decently. There is going to be a lot of resistance as we head closer and closer here, though. So just so you guys know, you're going to see a lot more scaling out than buying in here, unless we can get some big player. I'm looking right now. We got Popkite up 10% right now. World Token is up 12% right now. So we're seeing a few tokens making some good moves. Most are like this, where they're down for the day, they're kind of sideways, but you got a few that are making some good moves. So, you know, enjoy it if you have the opportunity to do some day trading. And hey, CT, happy to see you, my man. I know you got off work a little bit early today. And hey, GG, what's up, world? What's good, Mike? Dude, this is pretty slow day, to be honest. This is actually kind of nice. This slow day has given Bitcoin an opportunity to pop up a few $1,000s. We start off a new day here pretty soon. As far as news, is really like Jeff Bezos is squeezing into Elon Musk's old role inside the White House, and then PNC Bank is going to offer clients the ability to trade cryptocurrency on their accounts, and that's going to be done in partnership with Coinbase, which is going to be very fun to see how all of that comes together. So generally speaking, very good. The only bad thing is I messed up my leg playing with Loki outside, so I'm sitting back in a chair and I had to move my camera back down, which is fine. And then I started putting out videos today and stuff like that, which is pretty good. Only thing is, it takes a while for the stream to heat up and my videos to heat up, I'm realizing, if I take a break. So I'm not gonna, I'm at least gonna do 3 videos a day on average here with you guys. I want to do 5, but 3 is gonna be good. And then I know that nobody's really gonna get too many notifications for the stream. So we're just gonna have to get used to that, because all the notifications will have gone to the videos beforehand. So yay, let's see how that works out. And hey, 3-piece meal, get that all-time high cigar ready. Well, I have a cigar upstairs. It's that Davidoff Ginza from 2010. It's 15 years old. It's $150. Whenever Bitcoin breaks $150,000, I'm gonna be smoking that stick. And then also, if we do go to all-time highs again, and I do smoke all of this, I do have a nice cigar over here, an Upman I'll smoke with you guys. It's one of my favorite sticks right now. It's an American Upman, not a H Upman from Cuba. Those are really good too. But this one has been pretty good so far. One of my friends recommended it to me, and I've been smoking it quite a bit here. Speaking of Pi, do you think it has a future, or does this pump and dump? I believe there's controversy with the founders. I mean, I would trade it up until the end of altcoin season, then I would dump everything I can. Honestly, for me, I just don't think I'm ever going to get my tokens out of that sucker. I'm not entirely sure how the process works, and there's so many tokens locked up. I think it was kind of a scam in the first place. To not in the words of like fraud scam, but like, damn, you know, I thought I had a bunch of tokens that I could sell. Turns out they put up a weird freaking rule, meaning that I can't take out the majority of my tokens. Like, I can't pull out like 90% of my tokens because of my security group and shit. Like, oh, please, right? So I don't know, you know, I'll see. I know I have it on my phone and I talked about it a few times, but I think I can only get so much Pi out of my account right now. Let me go over here. Pi Network is gonna try to do some fucking stupid ad on me. It won't let me move forward unless I mine. Okay, there we go. Okay. Oh my god, please stop. There's the ad. Pi. Alright, here we go. Alright. So let's see. Mainnet, I think that's what it is. Yeah. Yeah, I basically have 300 pi I can move, and I got like 11,000 that's unverified, right? So maybe I can do something to move it over. I gotta download the Pi browser app, create a Pi wallet, and confirm my Pi wallet. Then commit lockup configuration. Secure my account, acknowledge and receive tokens, submit my KYC, wait for KYC results, then migrate to mainnet. Yeah, so that just seems like a lot of shit to get tokens that I got like years ago. But we'll see. I mean, if that's 300 tokens, and how much is Pi token worth right now, right? 48 cents. That's like $150, maybe 3 billion. Maybe it goes up to 7 billion or something like that. So maybe I can get like $300 out of it at the end of the day. But like, I just don't know if I'm ever gonna get it. You know what I mean? So I'll probably just have to watch a YouTube tutorial about how to get Pi off of Pi, write my Pi tokens out of there. Yeah, we'll see how it works out. But I probably wouldn't hold on to it past this cycle. In fact, once I try to get rid of these tokens, if I'm able to, I'm just going to delete my app and just see where it goes. Maybe Pi is worth something in the future, so I'll just have all those tokens kind of sitting there for a very long time. But yeah, I don't know what's going to happen to it. If there's drama with the founders, that's fine to me, though. There's usually drama with founders in a company like that. Everybody has ego, and aren't they professors? Professors have massive egos. Like, oh, I created this crazy technology. No, I did. I want to make a book off of this. You know what I mean? So, you know, I wouldn't think too much into the arguments and stuff like that. I would just try to get my tokens out, make my money. And if you have any unverified tokens with stuff that's all locked up, I'd probably just wait and see what happens years down the road. Maybe they'd unlock more, but or something like that. But we'll see. You know, it's been like 3-4 years since all that. People could have died on my security list. I wouldn't know. People may have deleted their phones. They moved to another country. They don't have Pi no more. You know what I mean? There's too many different weird things that could have happened for them to have that stupid rule right there. So I'm not a fan. Tops for cost for this cycle? Ooh, you know I'm horrible at tops, but let me see. This you can look at a monthly chart, right? $3 billion. So back last July, it got up to around $5 billion market cap. That's not bad at all. If we go into an altcoin season, I could probably see it going up to maybe 15 to 20 billion here. Let's see. So 3 to 20. That's a few 100% at least, which I think we can do here. So again, I'm pretty rough with this, so bear with me. I'd probably say between 51 cents and up here around 92 cents. This would be a golden zone for me to sell it right here. Again, it would probably take a while for that to happen, right? Months and months and months, but usually it'll kind of go sideways, and then it'll just like boom like that, and then it'll just crash. That's kind of how it always works out. But I'd be selling the majority of this region over here, basically above 50 cents. It would be a sweet spot for me. Anything above 50 cents I think would be a really good move. You actually look at the monthly chart right now. Next month, this thing could break back above the monthly chart here, the 20-month moving average, and that could actually lead to a pretty big surge that takes it right back up to all-time highs. So I'd actually watch for this next month. August is not usually a good month for cryptocurrency as a whole, so also just keep that in mind too. You may just see a nasty rejection from it. The weekly charts, it could have a breakout later on to the, let's see, what is this? It's big moves. Oh, small moves. Yeah, small moves. Okay, it's a little all over the place as far as the types of moves you see with moving averages. But later on this week, we got 5 days left. You could see this spike up here to the highs we saw a couple weeks ago here. Excuse me, a couple months ago here, back in May. And that could take you up to 13 cents, which would be a pretty decent move from where we are now. What is that? Hitting an old order block, of course, but what is that if you were up to that highs? That's around 16%. I think that's definitely possible if we go in, as we go into later on in the week. Most of that move happened yesterday, though, so it might not happen next week. You might have to consolidate for a little bit more, because they're still not at the breakout point, right? Let me see. Yeah, you still got plenty of time before this starts to hit real levels of resistance around 15 cents. Until then, I think it's still okay to be buying up, but generally you'd want to be buying in the kind of the low zones over here. But yeah, long term, I think it can go pretty well, but above 40 cents, you know, 50 cents-ish range. Oh, Bitcoin's still moving up here a little bit as well here. There we go. Pepe sparks Google frenzy with 300% surge in search interest. And they said, what, Pepe? Really? Pepe. I don't know if this is a big thing or a small thing. Web search, YouTube search. Not so much on YouTube. Okay, web search is where it's at, I guess. Hasn't really looked like it's having a big move. It's been going up over the last few weeks, that's for sure. Oh, this is past day. Let me go past 30 days. Hasn't really been anything too crazy, to be honest. Sometimes they just be making up stories to get you guys to click. All right. And hey, Bill Showtime, happy to see my man. And hey, 3-piece meal. I knew I should have got fart coin at the dollar per fart. What do you call it? You know, I bought some of this just as a joke for you guys, so I'm actually surprised how much I'm making. The reason I put in around 400 bucks because that was how much money I put into Dogecoin at the time before it went viral, right? And the Dogecoin, can I click on this from here? There it is. And I bought this with you guys. June 18th. Okay, so around $1 billion market cap. So that's even more expensive than I bought it with Dogecoin, right? So we'll see. I mean, I bought it at 1.09 billion, or oh, to me 1.18 billion. And now it's at 1.66 billion. That's a pretty good move right there. Back when we were doing Dogecoin here, Dogecoin's all the way up to 40 billion right now. Jesus. Right? Dogecoin is back over here at like 200 million, 300 million, stuff like that. I bought it over here around 400 million because that's when they started to put it back with there we go. Yeah, right in this range up here after it started to pop. It was dying back down a little bit. Brought it over here because it was on Robinhood at that point in time. And it was like, oh, there's tokens. And I was like, let me find the lowest market cap token to buy because I was like, let's do a YOLO. Dogecoin, it's a dog. It worked out, but I mean, it was risky as hell. So we'll see. Oh, this is just general news. Okay. But yeah, so we'll see. But yeah, this fart coin thing's working out so far. Again, personally, I'm surprised that the safe portfolio is outperforming. This is at 28%. The high risk is at 23% basically right now. So I wonder if I should buy into something else. This SERP, I thought SERP was going to do well. This is my fault, you know. I thought SERP was going to do well, so I put more money into it, and it just has not been doing so well. This is the weekly chart for it. All right, it's come down. Now, of course, it could have a big old move and have a big surge later on, but I think I need to start putting a stop loss on this sucker, and I need to have a stop loss right over here on 31 cents. If it goes down below that, you know what? I'll take the loss, and that's my bad, but I'm really hoping this sucker continues to go higher. We can see that we just got a 50-day moving average in here back in June. This is a newer token, but maybe we have a massive breakout happening. I'll be like, ha ha ha, I told you, suckers. Maybe I'll have like an epiphany moment like that. But I'm watching it, and we're at a support level right now. If I was to ever double down into a token, this would be it, right? So I'm not going to do it though, because I just want to keep everything the same. Maybe we can have a portfolio down the road. You know, maybe next month we start up something, but we have a few days left. Yeah, till next month. Maybe what I do is I say this, let's find 5 tokens that we like, Bitcoin, Turbo, I don't know, just random tokens mirror, like low market cap tokens after Bitcoin. And every week we add $100 to it. So we pretty much put $500 into a token every week, and we see how that works out. I almost want to say we put up $100 in each token for the first week. Then after that, we do $50 a week, so it's more manageable for people if they wanted to follow along with it. I think $400 a week might be a little bit too much for people. But I think $100, $200 a week is maybe more manageable. Even 25 if you want to go 25 for each and do $100 a week. I think you can like do your things. But I don't think 400 is realistic for the average investor out there. But yeah, so that could also be very interesting there. Think of piling all of your dough in XRP. It's been performing very, very well, right? And hey, Bill, Showtime, Propy. Let me see what Propy. Is this the token you're talking about right here, Propy? In fact, let me go over here because I'm not going to tell you guys everything that needs to be said. Oh, I forgot. See, I moved my camera and now everything feels a little bit off. So let me go over here. There we go. All right, God, I need my beard back immediately. I shave every now and again, you guys know that, but I don't like not having a beard. Although my double chin is disappearing as I lose weight, unless I do something like that, right? Yes, all right, perfect, thanks. All right, so let me go over here. So it's $87 million market cap. It's at around 4% today. That's not terrible. It's had some spikes over the past few years, and this thing has been around since 2018. Wow. This thing has been around for a minute. And every cycle, it's been able to have some really good spikes. In terms, if you have patience, just by looking at this chart very fast, not even like a normal chart, which we're going to do in a second. If we just look at this thing, you know, this is a time to be loading up on this sucker because you know it's going to spike eventually, and you want to be able to sell during that type of large move. Now, let me see, what exactly does this do? The cigar is a little dry. I can see the wrappers trying to unbound here. AI assisted title and escrow on chain for real estate. Oh, okay. Well, that was bad. Bunch of ash just fell down. Rays are hot. There you go. Oh man, I burnt a second hole into this shirt, but it's a tiny one. This is okay. This is why I'm wearing this shirt. This is a Callaway. It cost me $80, but ever since I burnt my first hole in it, I'm just like, this is the new cigar shirt. So, AI assisted title and escrow on chain for real estate. Propy AI reduces human work by 40%. Deeds are recorded on chain to avoid fraud. I love that. Get full transparency on your home purchase 24/7, leveraging blockchain technology and AI to revolutionize closing transactions, ensuring unparalleled transparency and security. So, crypto escrow with Coinbase, that's nice to see. So they do have some larger partners. AI lead generation tools and crypto buyers to get you max exposure. Okay. Oh, it's like a condo, but they have it set up as a hotel. Maybe that looks like a hotel. $365,000 or just a few Bitcoin. That is hilarious. Now that you can think about it here, right? This is only 3 Bitcoin. Tiny house, it's not worth 3 Bitcoin in my opinion, but you guys know how frugal I am about houses. I don't know about this neighborhood. Nice backyard, you can fix that up and you can put a little movie night out here. You can have a projector on the back here. I've seen a lot of people do, you can have some lights and stuff like that. You can modernize this This just, oh, but it's in Virginia. That's why it's so freaking weird. Okay, Fredericksburg, Virginia. I was like, why does this feel so different? West Coast is so different from the East Coast, guys. Interesting. Now, when I look at this, I think this has a long way to go, but because it's actually like a real thing that can really happen in the future, I can definitely understand why you're seeing this thing continually pop, like every few years, pop, 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 pop. I think it's good. Now, I bet they were doing something different in 2018 that wasn't AI related, because AI didn't become crazy until over here. But they were probably always doing real estate stuff, and now they're finding a better way to do it, right? Maybe blockchain deals and real estate deals on the blockchain, right? And they've just added AI as an extra element of all this. So if I put up this PRO right here, go over to this, Coinbase would be fine. Oh, we've talked about this before as far as support and resistance, but maybe probably was back in June, or it was all the way back June 2024 or November of 2024. It's been a minute since we've talked about this. Okay, now let me take a peek at this though. Oh, this is very close to having a breakout. Momentum is okay. Everything is still looking okay here. I could actually see this having a breakout later on next month. Let me pull this back a little bit, go over to the monthly chart here very fast. A few levels of resistance, nothing crazy. So it's managed on the monthly chart to do just fine. Excuse me, guys. Ooh. Had some resistance, broke out, came back down to the trend line here. Yeah, if I was buying right now and kind of loading up for a larger move, I'd have my stop loss placed probably around $1, not stop loss, one of my first price targets around $1.40. I normally go a couple cents below that, so if you're looking at 140 as your level of resistance, or in this case 141, I'd probably say I'd try to sell around 135, which would still give you an amazing level of profit. That's like what, 141, so that 141, like 138 or something like that. That's still giving you 58% profit, which you can expect probably the next month to 2 months here. Just because this thing does have a history of having some nice pops. This doesn't go back as far as 2021, so it probably hasn't been on Coinbase for that long, but that's fine. We saw it on another chart here. You know, it can make some big moves here, and this is part of the cycle. So I think this thing could move much higher. If you're looking for something more of an altcoin season move, I think because of the lower market cap, it can go high. It can go very, very high. What did we say the market cap was? 87 million. It can go in the $50, $60 range. It can be a really big move. I'd probably say even during altcoin season in the past though, like back over here in 2022, 2021, it only got as high as like what, $3, $4. So if you want to have a reasonably priced type of move, no, they got up to like $4 up here. Yeah, you know, I'd probably say, you know, you could sell the majority of it around $2 to $3, and then just leave that last 20% in there and kind of see where it goes next. That'd be how I plan it out, especially because this thing has a history of having that wall right here, right? But you know, AI is changing everything, so if it does fit into the AI category, you might be able to make some good moves one of these days. Maybe why don't we do this? Wednesday we're going to focus on AI stocks, but I feel like maybe we can finish that within an hour. Why don't we, for the second hour on Wednesday, just talk about AI tokens to buy? Because, you know, we could always go over to Crypto Slate, go over here, and they separate AI into different ways, like generative AI over here versus AI agents versus regular AI. Why they do that, I'm not entirely sure. But we could go down the list here and just say, hey, what are some tokens that have market caps in reasonable ranges below 400, 500 million, and just say, hey, Turbo's in here. We already have Turbo. All right. Grass. I own some grass. My grass has not been performing well, it looks like. My original trail, Beldex, I don't have any of that. But like, just go through here and see, you know, it's 100 million market cap. You can add 50 bucks in there, just see what happens. Right. Arkham, do I have any tokens? Follow Network. Oh, my Follow is finally turning around here. Let me go over here and see how Follow is doing. $100 million market cap right now. Low end, all this thing has been very high in the past, up to $1.14, and it's at 12 cents now. That's back in 2021. A few spikes here and there. Last month it's up 41%. So I could have bought it over here for like 9 cents, 9.5 cents. Maybe I'll check that out. I put a lot of money into that week's token though. I'm hoping it keeps on going up, or I'm gonna be holding a bag for a minute. I guess not technically a bag, but like the money I just put in there would turn into a bag, if that makes sense. And I don't want to have that turn into a bag because I put more than a few hundred in there. There we go. Bitcoin's cooling off a little bit here. What do I think of Trump? Feels like it hasn't really done much accumulating. Yes, it's accumulating, but at the same time, that token is just waiting to explode. So I have a couple $100 in it, nothing too crazy right now because the market cap has already been pretty high. A lot of us missed out on the big Trump rally in the beginning. Remember when we did Trump, I only made money off of Trump token, not because I bought spot, right? I bought it because I asked a friend, is it real? And he's like, let me check. And by the time I found out it was real, it was like at $28 or something like that. Remember we did this, I haven't been doing as many posts except for to tell you that was a good photo. I enjoyed that time. That's AI photo of myself. That's when the stream went down. Vegas, 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 Vegas. Hanging out with Mr. Vegas. I don't think he wanted me to say his name, so I'm not going to say his name. Melania made 55% off of that. That was a very small move that we had. And then the big move we made, I thought... months ago. Damn, it's been a minute here. It's been a minute. That's me in San Antonio right before I fucked up my ankle. My ankle's fully healed. Oh yeah, Loki got injured a while ago. Bro, big baby. Let me tell you that now. But he's my big baby. Bunch of polls. I need to go back and doing polls. Those polls were very popular with you guys. Like hundreds of people were voting on those. Sometimes there's 22, but if I got more controversial, people would like love the controversial shit. Like, do you support RFK nomination as the head of Department of Health and Human Services? 185 votes. Do I agree with Trump using tariffs as negotiating tools? Almost 700 votes. I need to start using this shit again. In fact, let me copy that. I'll do it later on. There he goes, Trump, right? I got over 5,000% on that sucker, and I sold this at $64. All right, so that's the last real time I really was like, I need to go all in on trade on this particular token here. Right now, I think this is something I'd be holding. Now, I didn't put a lot of money into it, but it's gone down so much from the highs. I was like, why not, right? I am profitable in this right now, but like this week, last week I became profitable. Okay, so I'm not like, oh, I bought at the best time. Nah, man, I kind of sucked at buying this into this token, but I feel like it's Trump token, right? I mean, I feel like this will do well, but I feel like it'll do well in a meme environment when interest rates are getting cut. I don't think this thing has anything to do with Trump being a good president or him being a bad president or him having bad poll numbers versus good poll numbers. It has nothing to do with that. To me, this is just a pure meme coin, which you will see a lot of people buy during an altcoin season, and you may see this thing resurge back above 20, 30, 40, $50. I don't know if it hit all-time highs, but I do think it'll do very well. In fact, I probably doubt it would hit all-time highs. I think it might top off around 30 bucks or something like that. But again, that's still a pretty good move here. I could be completely wrong about that move as well. This was just like everybody was paying attention to this at the time, right? Melania is even slowing down a little bit from falling off a cliff. Maybe this will have a good move. But yeah, I own a little bit of Trump, and maybe I should buy some Melania token here. We'll see. We'll see. I might be a little bit late to the party of Melania if I wait too long, though. Come on, Bitcoin, have a little bit of a pump here. It's been climbing up okay over the last few hours. Part of me thinks Trump coin at this $11 is a good buy. The other part says no. I think for a small amount of money you could do it, but I just, like, you guys know me, I like to buy those tokens that are like under a penny. I love having more of them. I like having a small market cap, and I like the way that type of stuff moves. If you go over here to like coin market cap, right? Where's Trump at right now? Trump is at like 2.2 billion. You know, it's up 27% over the last 30 days. It's up a little bit here. I mean, but I'm looking below it. SEI is up 75%. Render's up 63. VeChain's up 45. World Token's up 66. Arbitrum's up 79 the last 30 days. Trump token is lagging. It's lagging right now. Just lagging. So, a little bit of money I think is fine. For me, like right now, I hate the new filters, and I've said it many times, but maybe if I yell enough about them, they can add it back on. I want to have the value, like how much does it cost? Like, is it under $1, more than $1, things like that. Let me go to apply, right? These are pretty much the tokens I'm thinking about buying right now. Everything in this list, I kind of want to find something that's positive year to date. Like, there's a bunch of stuff on here, but like, you know, like 6%. Olympus is okay. Stable coins, Euler, I bought some Euler, as you guys know, some Venom, right? Stuff like that. Toshi, I've been buying some Toshi. Hasn't really been performing all too well over the last since I bought it, but like, because I bought it like 60 days ago, not 30 days ago, so pretty much I went back to where I bought it at. But hey, you know what? That's okay with me as long as it's not a bag. You know, I'm looking at stuff like that. But yeah, unless you go to 200, like most of the tokens that you guys might want to buy right now are pretty much in this one page right here. You go over to page 3 if you want to get into more volatile stuff, 100 million, stuff like that, but we'll focus on that later on this week. So let me say this now. Tomorrow we're going to be focusing on AI stocks, and if we have time, AI tokens. But Thursday, if we don't have time, we're going to focus on AI tokens, and we'll make a portfolio, and we'll add it on to coinmarketcap.com to that portfolio there. And then I'll buy them later on that night when I'm smoking cigars, basically. Maybe we should just start off with $50 a week. Yeah, we'll all think about it tomorrow. We can kind of make a game plan together. But I think that should work out pretty well. And hey, Mo, thanks for asking anybody to like the video. If you guys haven't, please make sure to like and subscribe, comment where you guys are from, anything. Commenting is the best way I think people see the channel, honestly. That keeps the algo showing it to more and more people, which is pretty cool. And also by Monday, I should have the new membership tiers built out. I'm going to have a cheap one for like $1.99 for anybody that wants to just get their membership name, and they can kind of talk on member streams and stuff like that I'm going to be bringing back. And then I'll have like a $5 one, a $10 one, a $25 one, a $100 one, and like a $1,000 one just for the yellows of it. Every now and again we get big sponsors. I don't ever know what happened to Secret Fish, but I wish the person well wherever they went. I know they supported a few of the channels, but I think they kind of dipped from all the channels they were supporting. So in my case, you know, I was demonetized, so that kind of had a part to do with it. But what do you call, maybe they'll come back, you never know, right? Ethereum over 4,000. I don't expect Ethereum to be over 4,000 for a minute here. What's that, 3750? You know, I might say mid-August. Maybe I'll be a little longer about that, but mid-August, I think it could break through that. Yesterday we were talking about Solana breaking above 200, and I was like, I could see that happening in a couple weeks. And I was like, actually, I can see that happening in a few hours. And here Solana is above 204. So I'd probably say the next few weeks you could see Ethereum over that $4,000 mark for sure. I've been DCAing into Trump and Doge. Honestly, been putting in a decent amount of money at 5x leverage. I'm excited. Yeah, that type of stuff works out very well. Just make sure with leverage you are scaling out, because you know that tokens can fall fast and very, very fast. But Dogecoin, I'm looking at Dogecoin now. Dogecoin's up to 27 cents right now. This thing has been booming here. Let's go over the last few weeks. Been very volatile this week, but it had a confirmed breakout. Momentum has been there since last week, which is really good to see. Oscillator's all good. RSI is a bullish signature. The daily chart's barely holding on here, so if you're looking for a scale out, you have your first one. And then we haven't had any of the golden crosses. Those probably won't happen until mid-August. And last golden cross was good. Last golden cross was good. Last golden cross was good, even though it was after a big spike, but it was still good. No golden cross over there. And that golden cross was good. That golden cross was good. That golden cross was not, but that was COVID related. So yeah, I mean, if you're buying right now and you don't feel like you need to scale out for any reason, you could just wait for that larger move to happen, but that move's not happening until like August. So, but I mean, August is right around the corner. What am I talking about, right? So yeah, that looks pretty good too. I need to go to the 15-minute chart so you guys can see what's going on here. Alrighty. And hey, Banana Republic, happy to see you back, man. We're at 3.7 trillion overall market cap. Dude, this is probably gonna get up to 7-8 trillion this cycle. I cannot wait to see what big institutions do with Bitcoin. I know they talk about it. They've been buying a lot through the, what do you call it? The, my brain's turning off, guys. Apologies. ETFs, all right? There we go. Jeez, this thing is crumpling. I wonder if it's a little bit dry. I think that's what it is. There we go. There we go. All right. But yeah, we have so much more to go. As long as we don't have any wars or recession, anything like that, we're still fine. But I made a story about this today. I don't know if it's still in the news. Ooh, Trump announces massive trade deal with Japan with 15% reciprocal tariffs. Talk about this very fast. Let me just find that story so I don't forget it. PNC Bank, Pepe, Google. Okay. Let's see. Oh, this is interesting as well. That goes along with that. Okay. There we go. Okay. Really? Okay, well, basically today I put out a video and I'm just gonna pull it up here and just do a full screen kind of like snapshot of it. Videos. There we go. Don't need to listen to it. But yeah, top economist Mohamed Al-Aaron, you guys know I love this guy, breaks ranks with Wall Street and says Powell should resign to preserve Fed independence. This is actually happening more and more, which I think is really interesting. So we're gonna keep track of that. Now, Bitcoin is still moving up slowly right now. That's kind of okay with us. We're fine. But this is the big news that I think we should talk about here. We're going to talk about this in two parts. First of all, the big news is Trump announces a massive trade deal with Japan for 15% reciprocal tariffs. Let me just read this story here. I know this may get boring, but trust me, it's worth it. In fact, before I do that, let me just drink some water here. Right. All right. So, U.S. President Donald Trump on Tuesday stateside announced that he had made up the largest deal ever with Japan that involves reciprocal tariffs of 15% on the country's exports to the United States. In a post on Truth Social, Trump also said that Japan will invest $550 billion into the United States, adding that the United States will receive 90% of the profits. Trump also said that Japan will open their country to trade, including cars and trucks, rice and other certain agricultural products, and other things. That's big. Excuse me. Whew. Somebody just rang my doorbell. Who is that at 5 o'clock at night? Nobody important enough. The U.S. Well, let me see. Was my grandma texting me? Did my grandma text me today? Anything? Nope. 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 Okay, perfect. The U.S. president added that the deal would also create hundreds of thousands of jobs. That's also really good for us. A year ago, that level of tariffs would have been shocking. Today, we breathe a sigh of relief, said Brian Jacobson, chief economist at the Annex Wealth Management. Damn. I mean, then we're making some good moves. In his tariff letter sent to the sent out to Japan earlier this month, Trump had threatened 25% tariffs on its exports to the United States from August 1st, 1 percentage point higher from the 24% rate announced during his April 2nd Liberation Day tariffs. Japanese automobiles imported to the United States already attracted 25% tariff in line with the rest of the countries. Auto exports in the United States are the cornerstone to Japan's economy, making up 28.3% of all shipments in 2024. Oh wow, shit, that's a lot of cars. Okay, that's breaking news. So I wanted to see this though. So because the prime minister is having his own issues, it appears it's making life a little bit easier for Trump. I'm just going to read the key points here. Japan's political turmoil leaves it vulnerable to trade negotiations with the U.S. Quantum Strategy said. Oxford Economics said that the United States will approach negotiations with a strong attitude with the loss of the upper house. However, HSBC was more optimistic, saying that at the end of the elections will allow Japan to compromise more with the United States. Compromise means they're losing. Nobody wants to compromise with us, right? The ruling Liberal Democratic Party and its coalition partner Komeito also lost the majority in Japan's lower house last October, opening Shiba up to a no confidence vote by the opposition and the prospect of removal. Oh shit. And he has a bad trade deal for his country on top of it. Ooh. It's a zero games sum game with Trump. Those negotiators are putting in some overtime this year. Let me tell you that. 3.97. Oh, that's even better right there. Will Shiba break after Doge? You think so? So Shiba's always been kind of hard to find out and kind of manage, if you ask me. The way I approach it, and this has been my way, but for a very long time, the first time I bought it back in July years ago, was saying, hey, this thing will eventually pop off and get some crazy level, but it does it at its own time, sometimes like weeks, like a month after Dogecoin moves, okay? So I'd own it, and I would just, I own it right now, right? And I'm just waiting for it to pop off and do something crazy, and then I'll be there to sell it. I am not expecting some type of crazy all-time high move, but I would expect it to make me a good amount of money. Reaching up to one of the previous highs, then I'd probably just sell it really fast. That's usually my game with Shiba. It has really nice moves for a few weeks, then it crashes back down, and Shiba does not really hold support well at all. So once it kind of crashes, you see everybody and their mama just go straight in for the short, and they usually make a lot of money shorting it right after they made a lot of money longing it. So, you know. And what's nice about Shiba is when you can short it, you can short it at 1 or 2x leverage, and you don't have to worry about it like really going crazy out of control, right? Especially if you just have it like a stop loss to where the high was. Okay, somebody's groaning over here for some treats. Yeah. See, he turns 4 years old. He's much more aggressive. He's a teenager, right? He's been a teenager. He's already had those years. All right. Maybe sometime soon, you and my Canon T7 camera can get together for video photos. Oh, that could be interesting. I don't even know what a video photo is. I'm honored you remember my my man. Keep doing what you're doing, dude. This is a night. Okay. My channel was making no money from January till just last week, right? And I'm still doing YouTube. I love doing this stuff because this is stuff I'd be doing anyway, looking at charts, talking to myself about the news, what I kind of see happening. And you know, I wouldn't be as much work obviously because the streaming takes like a few hours out of my week and things like that, but this is a chill little thing I got going on for me. I get sponsors, right? Like the Flux charts is a new sponsor, Weeks is a sponsor, things like that. And so I'm doing fine. You know, I make my money trading. I sell my Bitcoin when I need to, you know, scale out of opportunities and things like that. But this is such a chill job, guys. You have no idea how chill it is just to be a YouTuber and just do my thing. Sure, some months are like financially hard as far as YouTubing, but that's where, you know, I sell assets, right? I trade. That makes everything fine. If I wasn't investing and I wasn't trading, I would not be able to financially sustain myself doing YouTube. But you know, altcoin season rolls around, I'm making good money, chatting with people, the views go up and things like that. So I'm really happy. My big thing for right now is just trying to move the channel in this new direction where I'm talking a lot about financial news and stuff like that. But I feel like I have to talk about financial news and general news, which is kind of irking to me because the general news is not my forte. And then I have everybody saying, oh my God, you are so wrong about this and so wrong about that. But I'm like, fine, I'm wrong, I'm just gonna move on. So, but I don't like being wrong, right? Was I wrong? I don't even know if I was wrong, but that's the point, right? Especially when I was hopping into the Gaza, Israel stuff, or the Israel-Iran stuff. Ooh, people are getting heated at me for being like, hey, you can't talk positively about Israel, you can't talk negatively about Israel. I was like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm just talking about what I see. Same with Iran and Gaza and all that type of stuff. So I'm probably gonna have to enter that arena again. I might make another Epstein video because the House went into recess today in order to not pass any votes on getting the Epstein files released, which is crazy. So yeah, I'll be making more content like that here pretty soon. I also did put another video today on my second channel. I don't think many people saw it, but that's fine. It's a new channel, right? I got 21 views. We're building. We're building. I got 77 subscribers in the last 28 days. We're building. We're building. We're building. We're building. And I'll start to add some tutorials and stuff in here pretty soon. I see Kilo subscribed a while ago. Wilder subscribed a while ago. So we're in a good spot. All right, let me go back over here to Michael Mine. There we go. All right, there we go. Today I even made a video about Coca-Cola putting their new stuff on it. That didn't get many views, but maybe it will in the future. Again, I'm just gonna keep on testing different stuff out and seeing how it goes. And then I may do videos from my phone here eventually, just so I'm putting out content left and right. Because I just wanna like put out a bunch of content. And then eventually, like I said, I'm gonna start doing more edited content. But I need to see some cash rolling in from YouTube in order to make those larger investments. Because those investments never really pay out. Like the what's that video I did with you guys? It's the BitBoy video. Well, I reposted it, but like basically this video barely made me money back, right? Now I have edited videos myself. That's been fine, but I think that video was I can edit when my brain is working good, but normally it's not working well. This one I posted last year, that made me $12, right? So not really a lot. That was 3 minutes long. You know, maybe I'll try to do some edited videos over the weekend and I'll post it as the first video on a Monday. But I gotta get my schedule back in order. Like normally I don't stream on Fridays and I don't normally stream on Saturdays. I stream Sunday through Thursday. I'm gonna see if I can get back to that so I can enjoy my Fridays again. We'll see, because I may just make videos with the day and this not stream. I may make videos every day, but not stream every day. Because streaming takes a lot out of my voice, and when my voice is strained, oh god, guys, I can feel the opportunity for a cold or a chest infection to seep through. Happens all the time. And hey, Puma, happy to see my man. What's the scoop? There isn't really too much of a big scoop today. We just had some breaking news about Trump announcing some tariffs with Japan here, but really, we've had a pretty calm news day, which is allowed Bitcoin to go up a little bit more. Earnings today were pretty good. Tomorrow, earnings are going to be absolutely insane, that's for sure. A lot of earnings coming out tomorrow. The next Wednesday, we have the FOMC meeting coming out, and that'll also be something for you guys to check out. But I may not be streaming during that one. I may just stream later on that day, right? So yeah, there's a little bit of news, but it's really like not a lot today, which is very nice. I appreciate that, especially after yesterday. I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna be talking about like 5 pieces of news and stuff like that. Today there was really 3. The Trump stuff we just talked about with Japan. PNC Bank is teaming up with the Coinbase to allow PNC Bank customers in order to trade using the Coinbase platform on the PNC system. And then the other piece of news was Jeff Bezos is becoming more friendly with Trump after Trump and Elon Musk have split up. You know, Trump is getting a new side chick basically in the billionaire family. So we'll see. Ooh, I need more water after that. This cigar is a little harsh. Yeah, there we go. All right. A limit buy order for Tau would be a good price. Ooh, after it's already moved up a little bit. Let me see. I've had Tau for a while, but it always seemed like such a long-term thing for me, right? That one really hasn't been working, so I guess all we can do is look to the future, can't we? Has it been working on the daily charts? Not really. A little bit there. Okay, all right. Hitting an order block. Let's see. So if it does get rejected here and you're looking for something more of a limit buy order, there's not really much of a fair value gap there. That thing got eaten up. I probably wouldn't do it all within one limit buy order. I'd probably do two. The obvious one being right over here, right around 412. I wouldn't go towards the top of the order block. I'd probably say something on the middle side over here, 411. And if it does break down below that, I'd probably say 50% here. I'd actually think maybe closer to this level down here around 391. Let me see if there is a Fibonacci level that kind of meshes with that though. 394, 375. I'd really say anything in this zone over here would be a good opportunity, probably around the 385 mark. I'd go a little bit higher around 380 to 390. I know it's not the middle, but you never know if it's just going to wick down here for a second and blast back off, which usually happens in these scenarios, especially when you look at the weekly charts. That comes in temporarily. This has a nice little V-shaped recovery. V-shape, even though it turned into a crazy volatile time. Still a V-shape over here back in July of last year. Yeah, those would be my two levels. Maybe if you wanted to, I'd maybe buy 10% right now just so you have a little bit of money invested in it, because there's still an opportunity with the bullishness you're seeing across the market that any of these dips aren't going to be too long. So, you know, maybe even 75% for the first dip at the order block we talked about, and then maybe going over the last 25% for the next dip, because there's a good chance over the next few weeks this thing actually does have a pop and it goes back up here towards 562, 567. The highs are 590, with the body of the candles around 560. Yeah, probably on the 560s here, which would be pretty nice. And plus, we have tech earnings tomorrow, so if those are good, something really tech heavy like a Tau should also do fairly good as well. The only thing is there's no real moving averages anywhere close to any of these prices. It's all broken above all of them. Monthly chart's too new for all that, right? 4-hour chart way above all that type of stuff. Daily chart above that. Yeah, I don't really think there's too much resistance, but also not really an excuse for it to go high besides the earnings report tomorrow. We talked about there we go. Tomorrow we got Google, Tesla, T-Mobile, IBM, AT&T. Hilton, United Rentals. Got a bunch of stuff there. We had Philip Morris, I think, today. Blackstone. Right, so we got a lot of stuff. Next week we have Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, Meta, Berkshire, Visa, MasterCard, Exxon, P&G, Palantir, ABBV, Chevron, United Healthcare Incorporated. You know, QCOM, Boeing, you know, Spotify, Comcast. Yeah, I mean, these 2 weeks are going to be pretty heavy hitting, right? So I think you have an opportunity, at least for the next few weeks, to have some good moves here. Let me pull this out a little bit here. Now, it has been making lower highs, but I mean, when you think about this, it is primed for a breakout. Momentum is strong. It's on the verge. It's just also on the verge of getting rejected as well, right? And we saw momentum for the last few stocks, coins we talked about. There was a few that had momentum trying to break out, but they weren't able to. So you have the opportunity if it dips back down, but I might have a position here just in case. Especially if it goes higher. You might not make as much profit, of course, but at least you'd be in the game. Again, 10% of what you're thinking of putting in overall, though, in case you just want to be very relaxed with it. All right. All right. This big old baby coming over to tap. Yeah. Oh, you guys can't see him. He's all the way over there hidden. If you try to bite his paws, it's like the most sensitive part of his body, so he hates it. Can you sit? 1, 2, 3. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Oh, you're so gentle. Yes, you're right. Right. I can't talk to, I don't have a baby myself or a kid myself to talk to like that, so I gotta stick with my dog, right? But I tell you tell you now, from an investment standpoint, that dog is so much cheaper than a kid. It's like $60 a month for insurance, maybe $100 and something a month for food because he eats very well, and a little bit of my time for walks and playing games, and you know, he gets to sleep on the bed with me. He's a real nice guy, right? Otherwise, I have to go out there and find a woman who won't take half of my Bitcoin away, and that's a very hard thing to do. Imagine having to sell your Bitcoin for child support. See, I'm already assuming I wouldn't even last with whatever woman I have a baby with. Oh, shit. Having kids is terrifying to me. I'll get some eventually, trust me, I will. But until then, you know, it's all about crypto. I'm a degen person. And hey, Maul, check out your email for sure. I'm having a cigar now. I don't usually smoke cigars, but I had one, and since since you're live, Turtle Hermit, they're very, very good. I mean, they're very, very good. I love cigars. They're nice. They relax me. I'm not like yesterday for whatever reason. I was pizzazzed up like a motherfucker. I don't know what the heck. I had extreme anxiety while streaming, and I was just talking all over the place. I don't know what it was. When I smoke a cigar, man, I slow down, and that helps with my brain a lot. I don't like being all pizzazzy. I got to start taking those meds, but I'm also fasting again too. I ate some food over the last couple days with my friends, having a fish fry and stuff. I'm back to fasting now. Maybe that'll help out too. Oh yeah, I was eating food. Yeah, I was eating food. Food messes. So if I'm fasting, my ADHD naturally just gets a little bit better. I don't know why, but it does. When I'm eating, my ADHD is like 10 times worse. And I really mean like 10 times worse. It's crazy. It's a bull market stream daily, pump tomorrow. If we still have good earnings, we should be fine. But Bitcoin right now, again, day by day, it's kind of hard to figure out exactly where Bitcoin's going. But week over week, we've been strong here, and the momentum is still strong. So a few weeks from now, we should still be higher than where we are right now, which means we should be having another all-time high here for Bitcoin fairly soon. Especially like we were just talking about some of those earnings. Tech earnings have been helping out Bitcoin so far with some of the ones we had today. We have some more tomorrow, and then we have some big ones happening next week as well, plus the FOMC meeting. So there's a lot of stuff on the horizon that could give Bitcoin a catalyst to pump up, but the momentum will only help that catalyst, right? We already have the system set up for a big move to happen. We're just waiting for a reason for Bitcoin to break through some walls of shorts, and that'll kind of keep us going up a little bit more. My AI photos are funny. Oh yeah, they're always going to be funny because they're AI photos of AI photos, right? I put my photo into an AI system a long time ago. Then that gave me AI photos that I've been using, and then I used those AI photos for other AI photos, so it kind of warped me even more, right? I have a bunch of photos, but something happened where my software is broken. It's why I haven't had a teleprompter in fucking forever, and it's been stopping me. But I was like, maybe I'll get another teleprompter, but I tried to see, hey, like, what if is my camera working fine with this software? It's this software called, I think it's called Cam Hub or something like that. Elgato. Yeah, this thing is broken on my Cam Hub 2.0, yeah. Oh, it doesn't do it. But yeah, so this thing is broken. I don't know why this particular thing, it doesn't work on my computer. What does work though is my basic camera app. It works perfectly and flawlessly, but I like this one better because this has the teleprompter tool, so I can use the teleprompter. Because this is broken, I can't use my teleprompter. I don't know how to fix it. It's not even a fixable thing. I've been all over Reddit and nobody knows how to do it because a lot of people have the same issue. But yeah, so that's interesting. All I have right now installed is the it's not even on here. Whatever, my Go XLR mini thing. But that's fine. There you go. Cool. Back to Bitcoin at 123,218. So not too much movement since we started talking. There we go. And always, Walter, always happy to give you non-financial advice. All I can tell you is what I'm doing, because I'm involved in so many tokens right now. It's absolutely insane. I want to say like 40% are not profitable right now. The rest are, which is nice. But I have a large chunk that's not profitable. When altcoin season comes around, then they're all going to be profitable. But I put most of my eggs into like the large market cap thing, right? Like the Bitcoins, Ethereums, and stuff like that. And of course, like we talked about a little bit ago, right? The portfolio that's doing the best for me right now is my group portfolio safe, right? 27% fart coins up 48. That's a random meme coin we chose, right? And then the higher risk one's only up 22%. But the main one, you know, when FTX was happening and the markets were crashing, like Voyager was down, Celsius was down, everything was bad. That's when I decided to buy my Bitcoin for about 22,000 bucks on an average price, right? So that's been working out very well. Solana's worked out pretty well. I think Solana is actually what surprised me more than any of my other positions. But I mean, Dogecoin was a surprise, obviously, but I've been holding that since like 2021. It's been a minute. I've been holding Solana only since really 2022, and it's up like 700%. I put some money into it. I'm surprised. I thought Ethereum was gonna have that big move, not Solana. So I put a lot more money into Ethereum. So I mean, sometimes it just works out that way. Tron's been, you know, creeping along. 80's up 87%, and Matic is losing me some money. But yeah. I think my biggest loser of 2022 to now was 2 tokens that I bought. The first one was BitTorrent. Right, fell off a cliff back in 2021, right? I bought some up back over here, and you know, it just hasn't really performed the way I wanted it to. Hasn't really done anything, right? And then there was STMX. I lost a lot of money on this one. I'm still holding, so technically I haven't sold it, but like you can see, like this is a monthly chart. It's gone, right? Now this was around for a while before this. I don't know why. Maybe it's just Gate.io. There you go. All right, but things have gone downhill. What's the market cap at it now? Oh, and if you guys ever ask me questions about my losses, I will tell you about them for sure, because I do have losses. Right, they filed for bankruptcy, right? Nothing really happening. So that's basically been it for them. I'm following them. I might as well unfollow them now, but I had hopes for them. Again, this was a high risk token in the first place, but man, I put some money into that high risk token, that's for sure. All right, so not everything works out, let me tell you that. Now, but if you put more money into the Bitcoin basket, Ethereum basket, typically you're going to be fine if those smaller moves happen. But yeah, STMX burned me like a mofo. Is there a talk form on that software? Maybe an update or reinstall would help. No, what do you call it? I've already reinstalled it like 10 times. I don't know what it is. It's just a weird thing. I don't know. I'll figure it out eventually. It's just not at the top of my priority list right now. Excuse me. Ooh, But yeah, so I mean, again, I'll figure it out. Just annoying. I don't like when software breaks down on me. Also, I got to take my computer into the shop eventually to get them to fix up the Windows. I think the Windows on this is a little bit corrupted or something like that. I had an issue happen a week ago, and it's been happening every now and again. Maybe once a week or something like that. But it's annoying as fuck, so I need to get that fixed up too. It happens on startups, and when you wake up the computer from sleeping, the computer is a little bit glitchy. So I got to ask them what that is. I'm hoping it's not the GPU, otherwise I have to wait for a new GPU to get in there. But I got my GPU insured through them, so you know, if I need a new GPU, I'm getting a fucking new GPU for as much as the 5080 cost. I think I paid like $2,400 for the 5080 because it was in high demand. I think, let me see, NVIDIA 5080. I wonder how much you can buy it for now. Yeah, now you can buy it for like $1,200. I don't know what type of GPU I got though. I got the GPU, the Gigabyte one. Yeah, that one you can buy for $1,500 now, $1,300 here. I'm not entirely sure exactly which one. That's a One Force, yeah. So yeah, I got this one. 4 years online, 4 years warranty, excuse me. So that's fine. The fuck is that thing doing on there? Sorry, there was a spider, a teeny spider on my desk, and I tried to kill it, but it's one of those teeny black ones you find while walking in your yard, and I think it came in through my screen window because I've had my windows open because I'm smoking, and now it climbed up on the wire to get to my camera, so now there's a tiny little spider, small enough for me to squish it without being afraid, but at the same time, like, I don't like seeing spiders near me at all. Yeah, it's on the HDMI cord. Well, now it may crawl across the screen. You guys may see a black dot for a second if it keeps on going that way. Shit. And hey, Kane, yeah, exactly. Yeah, STMX, yeah, that got me just the same way, man. Just the same way. Yeah, we'll over the next few weeks, we'll put together some portfolios here. Most of them will have some Bitcoin tied up in them. And then we'll have, you know, Ethereum in there maybe, but it'll really just be a lot of lower market cap tokens for us to have some fun with. But yeah, that same thing, man. Really, I don't even want to talk about it. Fucking me over big. All right. As far as that's concerned, everybody, that's everything for today. It was fun chatting with you guys for the last hour and a half. I'll be back tomorrow around 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock is going to be that normal time here. I'll still be doing the daily videos. If you guys get an opportunity, go check out my daily content. I'm going to hype it up, do the streams every day because no more people are here. If you guys want to watch the videos, please do. They help out the channel a lot. And then tomorrow will be all about finding AI stocks and if we have time, AI tokens to be buying up. And then from there, we're just going to track them and see how they do. But I want to like really just break them down using ChatGPT, finding out what's out there. And then we can have some nice portfolios and see how they perform overall. And then maybe I'll make a video about them later on saying, hey, everybody, we bought this token, this stock, whatever. And here's how they're performing, right? Sounds like software drivers just keep it on and only turn it off when out of town. Well, yeah, but I like to turn off my computer when I want to turn off my computer. I don't want to be limited by it. So if it's software drivers and stuff like that, I'm gonna go take it over to them, have them check it out for a couple days, get my computer back, have it say, hey, they know what the problem is, it's something they can fix or they can't, and then from there I can always take the steps. I fucked up my computer last time by waiting too long to get it fixed when I noticed issues early on. I do not want to do that again at all. So I'll see you guys a little bit later. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I really